It was earnings week for the Magnificent Seven, and despite record-breaking profits, investors had just one question on their minds. What is $200 billion of investment going to deliver in revenue when the next generation of AI arrives? When OpenAI launched ChatGPT, everyone wanted to see what the hundreds of millions of dollars that went into training GPT-3 and GPT-4 could achieve. For OpenAI, the payoff has been substantial. Today, the company's revenue has peaked at $5 billion, proving that large-scale investment in AI infrastructure can drive solid returns, especially with a well-strategized product suite and a growing user base. Now the stakes are higher than ever. Amazon, Google, Meta, and Microsoft have all indicated this week that they're ramping up spending beyond the hundreds of billions they poured into AI this year, hinting at an industry-wide push towards the next era of foundation models. But this time, the anticipated price tag is nearly $1 trillion, dwarfing previous expenditures and raising a critical question. Where will the revenue for these next-generation models come from? The scale of investment we're witnessing now isn't about incremental improvements. It's about transformative leaps. These foundation models could shape entire industries, bringing us closer to AI that can interact, reason, and solve problems almost as intuitively as humans do. But scaling these capabilities will require infrastructure that's orders of magnitude larger and more sophisticated than what we have today. Training next-generation models demands not only vast computational resources, but also access to high-quality proprietary datasets, an expensive, time-intensive endeavor that only a handful of companies have the resources to undertake. So the logic goes that if big tech companies are willing to collectively front $1 trillion in CapEx, it's because they foresee a payoff that matches or beats the 10x investment-to-revenue ratio achieved by OpenAI in 2023 to 2024. In short, that will move from hundreds of millions in, billions out, to trillions in, tens of trillions out. One potential revenue stream is enterprise licensing. Just as OpenAI charges businesses to integrate GPT-4 into their products, these companies could sell exclusive access to AI tools that drastically streamline operations. However, given the upfront costs, this traditional licensing model may not deliver sufficient returns to justify $1 trillion in expenses. The future may lie in scaling down to scale up. Many companies might opt for a decentralized approach, democratizing access to their models while allowing developers to customize and extend the core functionalities. This could unleash a wave of applications, from industry-specific AI to personalized assistants, that would rely on API access. For tech companies, this could mean sustained subscription revenue, an approach that has proven effective for GPT-4, as well as royalties and licensing fees from a proliferation of microservices. While there's no definitive playbook for recouping such a monumental investment, the US spends about $800 billion a year for defense. For reference, the willingness to gamble on AI suggests that big tech sees this as a once-in-a-century opportunity to redefine their industries and finally make technology the industry to rule them all. However, the bet isn't without risks. It's a financial and logistical arms race, and any misstep could result in colossal losses rather than the anticipated leap forward. But there's another question that investors, and especially VCs, should also probably ask themselves. What will happen to the dozens of LLM startups that received hundreds of millions in funding and burnt through most of that this year to build almost as good models to today's Llama, GPT-4, or Gemini while achieving only millions of dollars in revenue? Will they also get $1 trillion and a second shot to compete with the big tech AI labs? And how will they monetize their research this time around? Thanks for watching. This is an AI-generated video readout of this week's Computer Speak newsletter. To keep up to date with the latest news in AI and other emerging technologies, subscribe to Computer Speak on Substack.